Hey, what up, y'all? It's Guapo Jim, and today we're going to be talking about the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and why this non-MCU Marvel classic is a true hidden gem. Before I talk about the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, this is a super new channel. Mandem is still on the come up, I'm on the grind. So if you like this video, I'm gonna need you to like this video, comment, subscribe, share, the whole deal. It's me, bro. It's the 5-star general. Just do it, man. All support is super appreciated. With that out of the way, let's begin. So, for those of you who don't know, the Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, is a 2010 animated series based on, the Avengers. Just not the MCU version though. Kind of an interesting side note, although not really, but even though this show came out during the very infancy of the MCU, as in like 2010, so around the time of like Iron Man 2, Captain America, First Thor, like around that time, very beginning. This show itself bears absolutely no relation to the MCU, and it actually more closely follows the original comic storylines written and drawn by the legends themselves, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. So again, I'm a big fan of comic books. For me, I hear that, I'm all in, you know me. So the series kicks off by introducing us to a group of very different superheroes, including Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk. Again, the classic people, like we know who the Avengers are. But as the episodes progress, these heroes, they begin to face a multitude of adversaries, like familiar villains, Loki, Red Skull, just to name a few, but also larger cosmic threats like the Skrulls and the Kree. They fought Kang, although I don't really know if I'm allowed to mention him anymore because of the whole Jonathan Majors thing. Even the big homie Galactus showed up at a certain point. Like, this show, I'm telling you, it was a true posse cut. Everybody was in it at some point. It's what set Earth's Mightiest Heroes apart, at least for me, was its absolutely meticulous storytelling. The way that it was able to weave together individual character arcs as well as like overarching narratives for the entire season. Just about anything ever mentioned or said is called back later on in the series. And as a comic book fan, I really loved the details and the Easter eggs that the showrunners would kind of throw in just to kind of almost like, I guess, sweeten the story. I don't know, it's a strange way to say it, but just these guys, they cared, I guess. That's the best way to put it. They knew, I felt like they knew the comics. That's the best way to put it. As somebody who read the comics, I felt like these guys writing it knew the comics. Throughout the series, the Avengers confront challenges that test not only their unity and their skills, but their moral compasses as well. They battle internal conflicts as well as external conflicts, and these things all showcase not only their powers, as in their tangibles, but their intangibles, not only as individuals, but as a team. And that's what really kind of makes the show come together. The show balances action, humor. Again, you guys know me, I love character development, so it brings that in heavy, and it's able to provide a really compelling narrative that could engage viewers of all ages and demographics. The artwork and the fight choreography in this show, absolutely top notch. And I always found that it really managed to hit that right balance where it would showcase classic modern storylines from the comic books, but it would also throw in modern adaptations, but in the same way it would pay homage to the rich and just frankly quite beautiful history of the Marvel Universe. I'm a nerd, I know you guys can roast me in the comments, go ahead. It's like, I get it, go ahead. It's an Avengers show, of course, so you're gonna get the classics like, again, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, the usual suspects. But these guys, I'm telling you, they really went into their bag after that, because they're showing you some real deep cut Marvel characters, like Captain Marvel, as in like the Walter Lawson version, Red Hulk, just to name a few. And in terms of villains, I mean, these guys are throwing in Absorbing Man, Graviton, UFOs. I mean, like, as you can see, at least to me, as somebody who knows these storylines and I know the lore and I know these characters, the guys that I just listed off, especially those villains, those are not people that they usually throw into things. So the fact that they're throwing these guys around just so willy-nilly, it goes to show you, like, these guys know what they're talking about. If you're a fan of shows about super teams whooping ass and taking names, Legion of Superheroes would be right up your alley. I made a video about that show and I've left the link in the description below. From a production standpoint, Earth's Mightiest Heroes was not only critically acclaimed, but it was quite popular as well. The show itself ran for 2 seasons, but it was not renewed for a 3rd, as its broadcaster, Disney XD, they wanted to make an Avengers show that more closely resembled what we saw in the MCU, which is why we got the show Avengers Assemble, which to me was always kind of like, meh, you know? The writing team of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so like this show, has spoken at length about future plans. And from what little I've read about those future seasons, they were finna be lit, bro. Again, from a comic standpoint, like these guys, they were going in still, like they were spitting, or like writing, I should say. You know, obviously being the nerd that I am, I've watched both of these television shows, but Earth's Mightiest Heroes, it always took the cake. Maybe I'm a bit biased when it comes to the whole comics versus MCU debate. You guys can comment down below on which one really floats your boat. But as a whole, this show right here is objectively one of Marvel's best shows that's come out in like the last couple decades, I'd say. If you ever want to give it a watch for yourself, you can find it streaming today on Disney+. Overall, I really can't say enough great things about this show right here. You ever have one of those shows that just kind of catches you from the first episode? At least for me, this was one of them. Again, from the comics aspect, but even just the art direction, and I'm not gonna lie, even the theme song, like you guys can obviously tell I'm not the demographic for like rock music, but the theme song was kind of catchy, you know? Like, again, for me, this show, it always just kind of held a special place in my heart. And I just wanted to let you guys know why I always thought it was a true hidden gem. Thank you if you've made it this far. If you're a fan of this type of content, I'm gonna need you guys to like, subscribe, and comment down below on which other shows you guys think were true hidden gems. Stay safe. Later days.